So often, when Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was speaking about Iran, he was speaking to an audience of one, to President Donald Trump. Netanyahu was perhaps the most vocal critic of the Iran nuclear deal and very much supported and pushed for Trump's maximum pressure campaign against Iran with sanctions against many top Iranian officials. Netanyahu very much would have liked to have seen that continue. But now that Netanyahu has finally acknowledged that Joe Biden is president-elect, it seems he is speaking to a different audience of one. Directly and apparently here to President-elect Joe Biden in putting out what is essentially Netanyahu's priority list or perhaps his wish list from future U.S. foreign policy. Netanyahu remains against the Iran nuclear deal unless it has significant changes, significant upgrades from Netanyahu's perspective, and that's directly the message here he's putting out to President-elect Joe Biden, even before the Biden administration is in place in mid to late January. What's interesting here is that there is still an ongoing debate within Israel's intelligence community about whether the maximum pressure campaign and whether leaving the Iran nuclear deal was the right decision. And that's because despite the sanctions, despite the Gulf states essentially building pressure on Iran and moving towards Israel, Iran is moving out of the JCPOA and the limitations put within the JCPOA. According to a report last week from the IAEA, Iran has moved advanced centrifuges to this facility at Natanz and has begun enriching uranium there in excess of the limits within the previous nuclear agreement. However, that's not going to change the policy of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his position, which was that the Iranian nuclear deal was from the beginning a bad deal, and he will continue lobbying against it. Warren Lieberman, CNN, Jerusalem.